Hi, my name is Matt LaCortiglia, and I'm an adaptive physical education teacher here at the Perkins School for the Blind. And today I'm going to be presenting a planning model to develop or create physical activities for individuals with disabilities. First, I'd like to give you a little bit of background information on how I developed this model. And I oftentimes get asked the questions, what physical activities can my son, my daughter, my student or client do to participate in? And without really knowing the individual or without really asking a lot of questions about the individual, it's difficult to just give different physical activities for them without knowing that it's going to be the best activities suited for that individual. So I realized two things. One, that there was a need for people to know how to create or identify different physical activities. And so what I decided to do, the second thing, was to put down on paper my thought process that I go through in creating different physical activities for individuals with disabilities. And what came out of that is this FAIER model. The FAIER model is a system to organize information in a way that you can design activities. And the model is comprised of 5 phases: foundation, awareness, implementation, evaluation, and refinement. Some characteristics of the FAIER model is that it is a process and is not a curriculum. It is only one aspect of what an adaptive physical education teacher does. It is designed to organize information in a way to stimulate a creative thought process. And it can be utilized in multiple settings by multiple disciplines. The theory behind the model is self-efficacy, or increasing self-confidence through successful task completion. And what we want to do is set small, achievable goals so that the individuals can meet those goals and then increase the demands. Because the important thing is we want the student or individual to come back to the activity. Once the student gains some confidence in the activity, they'll hopefully come back to it. Because a lot of times when the first time you do an activity, you're not very good at it, you don't like it, and you don't really want to come back to it. So the whole idea is to get the individual to be successful and then come back to the activity. So now we'll take a closer look at the model. And on this slide, you'll see a visual of the model. The first 2 phases of the model is the gathering information phases of the model. The foundation phase consists of goals, strengths, capabilities, preferences, and available resources. The second phase, awareness, which is really the support phase, involves accommodations, specially designed instructions, and things that you medically need to be aware of. So the foundation phase is really what you're going to look at to start building or identifying what the physical activity is going to be. You're going to take what the student likes, what the student is good at, what the student can do, and that's going to be your building block to start the activity. And you're going to combine that with what you have available. What resources do you have available? The awareness phase can be looked at as the supporting phase. These are things that we're going to need to have in place to support the activity. In phase 3, the implementation is where you actually construct or design the activity. Phase 4 is where you're going to evaluate the activity, and you're going to really evaluate it in 3 areas: for safety, task completion, and individual response. Based on your findings from the evaluation, you're going to make changes. You're either going to progress or withdraw things or add things in, and that's the refinement phase. Then the other thing that's very important is then we're going to re-go through the whole phase again. So go through back to the foundation, start identifying other strengths, capabilities that the student will do. Because what happens is, while you're evaluating, while the participation is going on, and you're watching, you're going to pick up things that you didn't know about the individual, and now maybe you can use them. So it should be done every time you do the activity. So it starts off like a snowball, and it keeps rolling into a bigger snowball until you get a snowman. So eventually you're going to have, you don't know the individual that well, but you're going to, by using this model, you're going to gain more information, and before you know it, you'll be coming up with a whole list of different physical activities that the individual or group can do. Now I'm going to quickly go through the procedure that you would use the model. The first thing you want to do, determine the number of individuals that you have that you want to design the activity for. It could be for 1, 2, or a group. Second thing you want to do is identify the goal of the activity for that individual or for the group. Then you want to go through and list or identify the different strengths, capabilities, and resources that you have available. Then you're going to go through and list and identify the different accommodations, specially designed instruction, and things that you medically need to be aware of. After that, the next steps include evaluating the activity and then making changes based on the evaluation. And I do have worksheets that will be available as part of a text and video run, play, move, which will be available soon on the Perkins website.